この動画は自分用に作った英語学習用の教材動画です。僕はドラマ、洋ドラのセリフを使って英語学習をしています。好きなドラマで感情移入できるので、発音やヒアリングが上達すると思っています。ネトフリの字幕機能が便利なので、ネトフリを使っています。自分用に作っていますが、同じように英語の勉強をしている人たちの役にも立てばいいなと思っています。7日目の英語教材の前に、オザークへようこそシーズン3-7話の1分解説です。前回の現金輸送トラックの爆破事件で、参考人のルースが FBI に呼ばれました。事件との関与を否定しますが、FBI は信用してない様子。手下を殺されたフランクがどうなってるんだとマーティを責めますが、カルテルの抗争が原因だと説明します。その後、死んだトミー、FBI のスパイであることが分かり、逆にマーティがフランクを責め、2人は決裂することになります。ウェンディがベンの双極性障害についてルースに話したことをベンが知ります。2人の仲を裂こうとしていると感じてしまいます。セラピストのスーがマーティからの口止め料で高級車を買ったり、目立った行動をし始め、やばい雰囲気になってますが、案の定スーはヘレンが送り込んだ殺し屋に殺されてしまいました。ベンはこの町から離れようとルースを説得しようとします。そんな時また大事件が起こります。ルースがフランク・ジュニアに暴行を受けて重傷となってしまいました。フランク・ジュニアに復讐してくれ、殺してくれとマーティやウェンディに頼むが、断られてしまい、ルースはマーティに自分の親代わりとして見ており慕っていましたが、ついに不信感を覚えます。私はただ利用されている駒ではないのだろうかと。ワイアットが退院したルースのもとへやってきました。ワイアットはルースがいない世界を想像して、怯えた。2人はいとこ同士である以上に固い絆で結ばれていました。そのことを確認し合います。もともとのオザークの住民たちと、よそ者であるマーティたちとの間の溝が決定的になりそうですね。8話はどうなってしまうのでしょうか。楽しみです。
I barely knew those guys. I saw them once a week, tops.
How often did Marty interact with him?
Don't answer that. If you have questions for Marty Bird, you can ask him this afternoon. Keep in mind, we're here voluntarily.
What about Frank Cosgrove Jr.? I imagine you dealt with him with some regularity. Is there any animosity between you two?
No. We don't work together that much.
Well, that's not true, is it? I see you two on the casino floor all the time. You don't seem too friendly.
We coordinate deliveries for the casino. That's all.
If that's the case, maybe you can explain why we found the truck 100 miles across the state when it was scheduled to be at the casino this morning.
You'll have to ask Frank Jr. That's his department.
Is this Frank Jr.'s department too?
I can't speak to that.
Because it points to the fact that the KC mob moves cartel money for Bird Enterprises.
Because I can't speak to that. Like I said, you're gonna have to ask him.
I'm gonna level with you here. We've uncovered more about your boss's operation in the past 6 hours than we have in the past 6 months. Now imagine how far we'll get by the end of the week. What kind of car do you drive?
A Ford Sport Track.
Found these at the scene. Off-terrain, custom upgrade. Now, if we impounded your car, what are the chances your tire tracks would be a match?
If a set of tire tracks is your smoking gun, you better get ready to bring in the whole damn county for questioning.
I think you were there this morning. It's your name on the manifest. The tire tracks place you at the scene. Now, once we start putting the pieces together, you think Marty and this cartel lawyer are going to stand by your side?
I wasn't there.
Why are you protecting him? I bet he didn't think twice about killing your father.
Okay, we're done here.
Now I'll answer it. My daddy was in prison for most of my life. I hoped things would change when he got out. But he just picked up right where he left off. I think there was plenty of people who wanted him dead.
You know, Sheriff Nix told me you never once followed up with him on the status of the murder investigation. A daughter who doesn't want to know who killed her father. That strikes me as odd.
You don't know a fucking thing about me and my daddy.
Okay, let's go.
First your uncles turn up dead, then your father gets gunned down. Now either you're cursed, or this is the cost of loyalty to Marty Bird.
They took off from a private airfield shortly after the attack. They're no longer a threat.
You said that this morning.
The Lagunas cartel did what they came to do. Besides, this place is crawling with feds. Trust me, they're not sticking around. And Agent Maya, well, she didn't seem particularly in our pocket.
I'm working on that.
I suggest you work faster.
Hey, how's Ruth doing?
How do you think she's doing?
Helen Pierce? She's right here. It's for you.
Yes,
Why didn't you pick up?
because it is not a good time.
That's exactly why I'm calling. What do you plan on doing with the FBI situation?
You're worried I'm still upset about what happened at the horse farm.
Are you?
No.
But you should know the harm that this does to our reputation. Marty and I are the brand.
The brand.
That's right.
We're your shield. And that shield is your only chance at legitimacy. It is our ability to get those casinos. It is our standing in the community. It is our political contacts. We've even started a charitable foundation to expand our legitimate footprint. If our brand gets damaged, so does your safety net.
You think I need you for protection?
I think you understand that a person in your position who gets this much notoriety invites intervention from the U.S. government. You've been smart. You've kept a lower profile than your rivals. And your investment in us is an extension of that.
Next time I call, pick up.
How well did you know the men who died in the attack?
Not well at all.
They were arrested with your kids a few days ago. Never had a personal interaction with them?
One, maybe? Two?
They do any work for you? On the side?
No.
You're sure about that answer? On the record. This picture's a little blurry. I'm sure you recognize him. Tommy Walsh, primary suspect in the casino arson investigation.
You were working him as a CI? Is my client a murder suspect?
What are we talking about?
You found out Tommy was working for us and got your cartel to solve the problem. Same MO as Kate Langmore's murder.
Are they accusing me of money laundering or staging this hit?
Both.
You really think I'm capable of doing that?
Who else have you floated this theory by? Cosgrove? Frank Jr.?
You know I can't share the details of an ongoing investigation.
That piece of shit was working our kids this entire time. Do you know that he was actually trying to fuck my teenage daughter? Could your kids have let anything slip?
No. You know that they know how to be careful.
Fucking FBI. They're just trying to get the KC mob to turn on us.
I know.
Smoke us out any way they can. So, get a new phone. Call Wendy. Tell her to sweep the house for bugs.
Tell me about this charitable foundation you're starting.
My husband and I We want to fund social causes across the state. Access to health care, education, and we're reforming an advisory board. Is that anything you would ever consider?
I'm flattered, but given the PR crisis you're facing and your connection to a diehard conservative like Charles Wilkes.
Well, you have every right to have reservations. And look, I'm no fan of Charles's politics, but Missouri is tilting red, and reaching across the aisle, it's the only way to get anything done. Your work on Ban the Box, advocating for police reform, I know ambition when I see it. What do you have your sights set on? Because what you need is political cachet. Are you familiar with a company named Blink Check?
They wiped out a lot of families in this community.
When we were researching loan services for our casino, we came across some internal documents from Blink's CEO. Cause for another lawsuit if they ever came to light. Could be useful. The publicity certainly wouldn't hurt. That is great to hear.
6 months, give or take.
As their lawyer, it's my job to ensure that their interests are protected, so I would like to discuss your financial relationship with them.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
The money for the car.
Before I answer, is this conversation covered under attorney-client privilege?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Are you talking about the bribes they've been paying me behind each other's backs, or the lump sum payout Marty cut me the other day?
Both. Are you satisfied with the terms that were established?
You know, I hate being the squeaky wheel, but now that you bring it up, 100,000 seemed like a lot of money at the time. But with this truck ambush and some unexpected quality of life expenses that have popped up, I'm beginning to think I may have undervalued my services.
I'll make sure you're taken care of.
So, what brings you here, Frank?
There's a stray dog that keeps coming into my yard. Seems nice enough, friendly, clearly needs a home. But I don't want it. Does that mean there's something wrong with me?
Have you ever had a dog before?
A husky. He died last year. Got hit by a car.
Maybe you're scared that if you take in this stray, you'll be opening yourself up to hurt. Do you think you're avoiding pain?
Maybe.
Why do you think that is?
My job, perhaps. It's better if I don't feel things. I did love my dog.
It's easy to confuse vulnerability with weakness. But allowing yourself to be vulnerable is the truest sign of strength.
Thank you. That was very helpful.
Glad to be of service. If you don't mind me asking, what is it that you do for a living?
Oh, you had us worried. How are you feeling?
Like somebody took me apart and put me back together the wrong way. The drugs ain't bad.
It's really nice to have you back.
You know Frank Jr. did this. You know that, right?
Yeah. We've cut ties with the KC mob. You will never have to work with them again.
Frank Jr. crossed the line. I'm untouchable. That's what you said.
You know, why don't we talk about this later? You've been through a lot.
No, I want you to kill him.
That's not possible.
Doesn't really seem like you're putting it into consideration.
Because it can't happen.
You didn't see the look on his face. If someone hadn't scared him off, then he would have killed me. There's nothing stopping him from finishing the job.
I think you're right, Wendy. We should talk later. I promise you, he's never gonna touch you again.
That's not enough.
Ruth, what he did was unforgivable, and we should have done much more to protect you and Frank Jr. He'll have to answer for his actions, but killing him is not a solution.
Of course it is. From all people, I don't understand why the two of you can't see that.
Hey, Ruth, we have cut ties, and you just have to accept this is the best version of it.
The best for who? Stop acting like you made some huge fucking sacrifice. Tommy was a rat, and the FBI knows they moved money for you. And you would have had cut him loose anyway. If Charlotte was lying in this bed, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
That is not true.
Come on.
You know we love you.
And he barely touched your kid. And you had him killed.
He did nothing but hurt you your entire life.
Then I'll kill him myself.
No, you won't.
And fucking do something about it.
We have. It's done. This ends right now.
I wanted you to hear it from me. I owed you at least that. When I woke up in the hospital, there was a split second where I thought I was in my trailer. And I could have sworn I heard Russ and Boyd arguing in the yard. And I was relieved because for a second, none of it happened. You didn't hate me. I was clean. I should have done better by you. What do you call it? Langmore curse.
I was wrong about that. Who we are ain't so bad. But it's the birds that cursed everything. The minute that they showed up, everything got turned upside down. I don't know who you are when you're with them.
I haven't changed.
Yes, you have. I want to forgive you. I really do. I'm just not there yet.
So what now?
I don't know.